on a disk floating through space with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE and welcome back to the channel that feeds stupidity, high sugary fruits and drinks for 10 years, gives it type 1 diabetes and then hides the insulin when it's having a hypo attack. It's Monday night debates, so we are going to have a debate on Monday night. And we've got a good one tonight. We have a guy who claims to be a race car engineer and has contacted me via email, and we're going to have a discussion. He has many questions about the globe. Joining me, as always, is my partner in crime, the only man who is proof of homunculi, Team Skeptic. How you doing, bud?
What up? Doing good. A little bit under the weather, but I'm here having a good time, enjoying myself. I am, excuse me, I am already going to tell you guys that I will just be a mildly passive participant, as that has been asked of me by the person who has the highest inverse IQ on the panel. So I'll respect that, and I will just sit back and enjoy myself tonight and chime in when necessary.
Thank you, team. Always a pleasure to have you here, bud. And joining me for the first time today is Tricky. Thank you, Tricky, for joining the show. How are you doing?
Good, mate. Yourself?
I'm doing very well, thank you. In Australia, are you?
Yes, Sydney, Australia.
Lovely. What's the weather like there?
Should be outside enjoying the sun, but I'm inside debating with globe earthers.
Yes, that's always fun. So Tricky contacted me via email requesting to have a chat about the globe / flat earth. He briefly spoke to me just before the show, explained that he was a globe earther and now has many questions. So what I'm going to do is just pass it over to Tricky for a few minutes, let him explain his position, and then he can ask as many questions as he likes, and we'll just go from there. So Tricky, over to you.
All right. Guys, the reason I've actually emailed you is because a lot of people have been sending me links to your videos showing you sort of, in a sense, destroying flat earth believers, especially a young guy from Australia a few weeks ago. And I thought I'd get involved and have a bit of a chat with you. Let you know, I've been a globe earther for 48 and a half years, thanks to my dad, who's sitting here having a listen in and a bit of a laugh. I've loved the big globe. I loved the blue marble. I loved all the spinning through space. To be honest, I would have argued with you guys, and I would have argued with and beside you to say that the Big Bang and science is what created the universe, and God had no place in it. Then it happened to be one night I was watching a Trump documentary, and I actually seen a link in the description. The guy was from some flat earth community. Can't remember which one. I think it was Eric DeBay or Odd TV. Names you're obviously familiar with. And I sat down to watch that movie while I was doing my accounts, and I was absolutely destroyed that everything these people were saying was actually the way we seen it, the way we felt, the way we looked at things. Everything they said was exactly right. But we're told to believe, forget all your senses, and go with physics and science. So I started to get into it a little bit. But the first thing I came across, and I just want to bring this to people's attention, is the amount of rude, absurd globe believers, or globe bashers, that attack anybody that stands outside that narrative. And it's quite disgusting, to be honest. Our world's in a real bad place at the moment, as everybody knows. And basically, what we're getting is these people are bashing. I've been called flat tard, idiot this, dickhead that. I've had people calling me an idiot. They've belittled me. Even on your site the other day when I tried to get hold of you, I had a person calling me a flat tard, an idiot. I have no idea what I'm talking about. These are the sort of people that sort of have no respect for other humans. And I wanted to make the point that these people need to back off a little bit, pay respect to other people and move on.
So have you met flat earthers? Just a question. Have you met any flat earthers? Because the thing about flat earthers is they're not just idiots. They are generally the most horrific people in the world. For instance, when I recently went on Nathan Oakley's stream, he said he was put his balls in my mouth 33 times. Most flat earthers are generally horrific people that also deny school shootings. They're anti-Semitic. They're homophobic. Generally, flat earthers are pieces of shit, not the globe earthers.
Okay, do you know why they're very harsh people?
Because they're idiots.
No, they're not. Well, I'll tell you something right now. I'm not an idiot. I'm one of the most well-respected people in my trade. I have dominated our country for many, many years in every form of touring cars, boats, drag racing, everything. Whatever I've done, I put my mind to it, I've dominated. So I'm not an idiot. But what I have noticed is the arrogance that comes from or comes towards a flat earther puts them up and puts the hairs up on their back. You get belittled. The minute you put a video up, the minute you show something that doesn't go with the narrative, you're an idiot. So
Well, it's not about a narrative. It's about not understanding physics, isn't it? Yeah, sorry,
I tried
carry
to
on.
contact this, what do you call him, Professor Dave?
Aye, awesome guy.
Awesome guy. Yeah, so once he figured out that I didn't want to blow sunshine up his rear end and praise him as some sort of god, he actually made every comment that I made blocked to every other single person. So all his followers and little believers would go on putting shit on me and telling me, oh, cat's got your tongue, you can't talk, you stupid flat earther, you're a dickhead. And every comment I made, I never got a response. So I then made another account, logged in, and guess what? I can't see through another account the comments that I was making. So then I made more comments from the next account to find out he'd done the same thing.
Yeah.
So when I logged in with either account, he was blocking whatever comments I had made and making them not shown to everybody. So I just wanted to bring that out. If you've got something
let me just
to talk
comment
about,
on that quickly. Here's the thing about YouTube. When you make a whole bunch of comments, YouTube will put you in a spam filter. I get this.
Yeah, you
I
go
get
in
this
a filter.
all the time. Yeah, I get this all the time, Tricky. All the time. Flat earthers will come and spam so much on my channel that they automatically get put into a spam filter, and that's
the
it.
whole point. This is the argument between flat and round earth. You're missing the whole point. I can see my comments, but no one else can.
Yeah,
So
that's
someone-
because
No,
they've
you
been
can. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's
you're right.
because they've
No,
been put
Tricky,
into a spam.
you're limited. Yeah, Tricky, you have a very limited understanding of how you might have a good understanding of whatever field you're in. That doesn't make you an expert in everything. Let's begin with how much of an expert you're not in YouTube, and this is just facts, okay? Now, if you leave a lot of comments, and I get this because there will be somebody who leaves the same comment on as a response to 10 other people. Well, that doesn't get seen by the public. The only people that can see that are me and the person who leaves that comment. I can see it in my spam comment filter, and he can see it. Hush, hush, hush. He can see it on the YouTube reply page where he posted it. You can see your own comments even if nobody else can see them. But the other guy doesn't mean Dave deleted them. It just means you automatically got put in a spam filter because you're putting so many fucking comments out. That's it.
No,
Yeah.
dude, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it was a few comments.
Okay, yeah, he just hates you. You're right. He just hates you. He goes out of his way to make sure that you're silenced. You're right. Get the fuck out of here. You're not that important to him.
Basically, when I can put up a genuine comment to ask about something and that gets filtered, but someone can tell me I'm a fucking idiot and I'm a fucking brain dead moron and that doesn't get filtered,
Yes,
that's no YouTube.
Stop
putting
crying.
things in-
No, you don't understand how it
Literally,
works.
that's how YouTube works. Honestly, I have to go into my spam filter every day and clear hundreds of stuff. And a lot of them are just innocuous comments like, love the video and stuff. You know, honestly, it's a bad thing to say because it's simply people not understanding how YouTube works.
Okay, so basically, if I say something nice and ask for an answer, it gets spammed, but if someone calls me an effing dickhead, that's all right, everyone can see that.
The YouTube gods work in mysterious ways.
Dude, listen to what I'm saying. It's not about what you say. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not about what you say. It's that you respond to 5 or 6 different people and the spam filter thinks that you're spamming shit. That's it. You could be saying, hey man, love your video. But let's say you've left love your video. Also on another comment you left, yeah, I really like FTFE's videos. On another comment they reply, yeah, FTFE's the greatest. On another comment they reply, FTFE is the man. On the final comment they say, Team Skeptic is the best is way better than FTFE. All of those comments will be put in a spam filter because it's afraid you're trying to spam. That's it.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the content of the comment.
Comments like that. There were genuine questions And every time someone called me an F-word...
You're still missing the point. It's the number of comments you're leaving.
Oh, it was
that-
gravity. Sorry, it was gravity. We'll move on. We'll move on. Let's just agree to disagree that any time that someone uses the F word or the F bomb and tells someone they're an F and dickhead, that should be what should be put into spam.
Yeah, you
Not
should probably
fucking
tell, you should tell YouTube that,
Answer.
not us. We have no control over the spam filter. You know that, right?
Right. All right. Now, I wanted to let you know that whilst I've been in this game for a while, and I've built a lot of engines, poured a lot of heads, and my cylinder heads and stuff have set a lot of records, okay? Not
Really?
bragging, but I love what I do. I've used all the computer-generated physics programs, and guess what? They didn't work. They did not work in the real life that we live in here. No matter how much money you spent, and I spent a lot of money on programs to run simulations through physics and all the crap they tell you, they do not work on engines. Okay, so that's not Earth, but that's engines. But that's just giving you an example why.
I mean, I would disagree with that. As an engineer myself who's worked on engines that are probably bigger than your house, simulations usually give exactly what we need, especially when you're trying to diagnose faults and stuff. I don't know, maybe you're not using the programs properly, but no, I'm sorry, but...
This isn't something that turns 600 RPM in a ship and just chugs along if it's bigger than my house.
An engine's an engine, dude. They're both internal combustion.
9,000. You're in my field here. You're right.
Let's whip our dick out. Let's whip our dicks out and talk about which one has more horsepower. How about that?
I think my ones will have more horsepower, but you'll have...
God, are you sure? HMS
Are you
Invincible
sure
has
about
about
that?
36,000 horsepower. So
Yeah, you sure about that there, little guy?
Pretty good. So you say that your engine programs work, but I've never had them work.
guess you're not using the programs right. That's all I can say.
That's my fault, but it's also a very good friend of mine in America, and I won't mention his name because he didn't want to be brought into it. He has a professor that's one of his best friends, and after watching them build pro stock engines and making 1,300 horsepower, he said that the camshaft was all wrong. And he said due to the pulsing of the engine, and he brought a program in and he showed him everything, and he said, let me grind you a camshaft. So they allowed it. Guess what happened? 40 foot-pounds down and 80 horsepower left. Left the professor destroyed. That physics couldn't duplicate
Hold on,
what
one
the
sec.
engine was doing.
Hello? Red Bull Racing. Yeah, how's your F1 going? No, apparently you need to stop using all the programs you use to help design your cars that win records. Yeah, no, they don't work. I've just had an engineer in Australia tell me that apparently all the programs that you guys are using aren't that great. So if you should just stop that, and maybe you'll win some more races. I don't know. Sorry, got to go. I'm in a debate. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. God, no, I wonder why so many people hate you, because you just carry on like a dickhead. Jesus Christ, why do that?
People hate me. I mean, the 42,000 subscribers and 5 million views disagree with you, but whatever.
Me. You're a fucking idiot.
I mean, you literally claimed to be an engineer and then said a car has more horsepower than a fucking nuclear fucking submarine. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about normal engines, common sense. Normal engine stuff that I've done. And
Common
nothing
sense,
against
common
other
sense.
engines.
I'm not an engineer, nor am I a fucking nuclear submachine fucking engineer either. And even I fucking know that, okay? So I'm questioning your credentials already.
Do you know who hates me, Tricky? Do you know who hates me?
I'm a dickhead then.
Yeah, Tricky, do you know who hates me?
I want everybody to know that because that I've tried probably 6 programs over the years and spent $15,000, I don't know how to use them. So,
Cool.
all right,
So
my
I
first
just want to ask you a question. You said everyone hates me, but do you know who does hate me, Tricky?
every single person that talks about flat Earth, they just
Yeah,
laugh.
absolutely. Flat Earthers hate me because I ruin their fantasy. I destroy their fairy tale. I,
Let's move on
evicerate
to
their
fairy
world.
tale.
Right. So
We've already proved that,
what-
that I'm
what
a
it-
dickhead. Don't know what I'm doing with engines. Now,
Well,
my first question before we start:
yeah, go ahead.
Have you? And I'm talking to Mr. Flat Earth. What's your name, Craig?
You can call me Fight.
Fight. Okay. What tests have you done yourself? Actually gone out with cameras, lasers, and all that to measure curvature?
Well, I'm not a geodetic surveyor, so I don't tend to go and measure curvature. So I've not done any of those tests. However, what I did do during my job in the military is sort out navigation and fuel consumption based on globe math, which conformed to the curvature that we're supposed to have. So I have actually tested the distances and curvatures by calculating the amount of fuel that is needed to get from point A to point B. And you know what? I was always right. And if I wasn't right, the ship would fucking stop and I'd get in trouble. So there is that.
You've never actually measured for curvature, but you use mathematical equations to work things out.
Yeah, again, I'm not a geodetic surveyor. Geodetic surveyors have measured tricky stop. Geodetic surveyors have measured the curvature, and as they are experts in that, as that is their job, I can refer to those, and I can give you a list of 42 separate measurements of the curvature of the Earth.
Dude, stop. I asked you.
And that doesn't matter because that is called a fallacy that you're using. It doesn't matter if I've done anything personally. These things can be verified.
Right, okay, so you haven't done it.
No, I'm not a geodetic surveyor. Are you a geodetic surveyor?
Let's just answer the question, yes or no.
Are you a geodetic surveyor? Are you a geodetic surveyor? Tricky, are you a geodetic surveyor?
I've asked you a question. And
I said no. I've said no. Now I'm asking you a question. Are you a geodetic surveyor?
Good. No, I'm not.
So how have you measured the curvature?
Easy. We'll get into that.
No, tell me then.
The first question is, no, you've not physically gone out and done any experiment yourself to see if there is curvature or not.
Yeah, that's a fallacy you're using. It doesn't really matter. It's completely irrelevant. So now I'm asking you a question. How have you attempted to measure the curvature?
We will get on to that because I've bought all the stuff and looked at it. So,
like you bought, just tell me one thing you've done to measure the curvature, Tricky. Just one thing.
I've got a list of stuff here to go through, and I'll get to curvature. I want your answers first.
You know my answers.
Simple. Okay, you haven't measured for curvature. Okay, question one.
No, I can give you many measurements of curvature, though. I don't need to do it myself. That's not how these things work.
Have you measured for curvature? The answer is no.
Have you ever been to the bottom of the Mariana Trench?
Simple. Have you had sex with a man? Yes or no?
Have you been to the bottom of the Mariana Trench?
Dude, have you measured...
No, I'm asking you a question. Have you been to the bottom of the Mariana Trench?
Don't even know where it is.
Fuck.
Well, you should know this, engineer. You should know this, engineer, real quick. If you're a real engineer, don't even think about the answer. What's the derivative of x squared?
Here we go. Fucking calculation.
Wait, if you're an engineer, you should know that.
Oh! Please don't build any of the bridges I live around, please. None of them, please. Just stay away from fucking North Texas.
Yeah.
See the ball? Yeah, that's right. We'll get to that. Okay, so first question, you've never done it yourself.
Nope, neither of you.
I don't care what anyone else has done. I don't care where you've been. Have you grabbed the camera? Have you zoomed in anywhere? Have you grabbed a telescope?
Yes, I have. I attempted to look across the channel from the south of England to France, and funny enough, I couldn't see France.
Okay. Do you want to like show those pictures or?
They're on my camera somewhere. I could get them if you need to, but I've done that. I mean,
this is great.
In the comments, and you can put the air.
He's a modified engineer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tricky. You're making absolutely 0 points here. All you're doing is saying you haven't done something. Big fucking deal. Have you been to the bottom of the Mariana Trench? Tricky, just answer this, a yes or no question. Have you been to the bottom of the Mariana Trench?
No.
Then does that mean the bottom of the Mariana Trench does not exist?
Wouldn't have a clue, never been there. Can't comment.
There are many people, well, 3 people have been there. No, hold on, 3 people have been there. So are you saying that they're lying?
I have not been there. I can't comment.
Have you been to, have you been to Britain?
No.
So is Britain not real?
Don't know. Is that where you're from?
I live in Scotland. In fact, I've never been to Australia, so give me any proof Australia's real. That's not how these fucking things work, Tricky.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, let's just worry about what we're dealing with.
Hey, Tricky, you're in Australia, right? Tricky, you're in Australia, right?
Yes, supposedly.
Why can't you see Polaris?
Oh, it's called perspective, dude. Let's just move on. We'll get
No, we don't get to move on unless you can give me the mathematical formula for perspective.
Yeah,
Or at least draw it on a piece of paper.
Why can't
Draw it
I
on
see
a
the
piece
bridge
of
at the
paper.
other end at 100 miles?
Sorry?
Why can't I see the bridge, the Danyang Bridge in China or wherever it is, 100 miles long? Why can't I see the other end?
Have you been to that bridge?
Yeah, I have. Why
Have you
can't
got-
I see the other end?
Because of angular resolution, probably.
Oh, okay, well, we're moving forward now. I thought you could see across the world to the other side.
If it was flat, you should be able to, yeah.
Oh, of course. Well, I'll tell you what. Jesus, you're good. Let's move on. Do we live on a sphere with a radius of 3595 miles?
Well, there's a different equatorial and polar diameter, but approximately, yes.
Approximately. With the big blue marble that NASA gives us?
NASA didn't give us the big blue marble. That just exists. NASA happened to take some photos of it.
Oh, NASA took some photos and then they photoshopped it and made it look like a nice big
Excuse
blue
me.
marble.
Did Photoshop exist in 1972?
Mate, I'll tell you what, you wouldn't have a clue. Have you been
No,
to NASA?
Tricky. I've asked you a question. Did Photoshop exist in 1972?
All I know is they got to the moon.
Tricky, I'm asking you a question. It's a yes or no question. Did Photoshop exist in... Tricky, I'm asking you a question, Tricky. Try and pay attention. I know it's hard. Did Photoshop exist? Did Photoshop exist in 1972?
There was no internet in 1972 for no one to put photos up.
I'm not asking about internet. I'm not asking about internet. You said that NASA No, shut up, Tricky, and listen. Tricky, shut up and listen.
When was the first picture put up of the Earth?
1942 was the first picture of Earth from space.
When was the first picture put on the internet, the big blue marbles and all that shit? When was it put up?
The first picture that was ever put on the internet was, I believe, 1993, and it was of a penguin.
Right, beautiful.
But you no, Tricky, no,
then-
stop, Tricky, stop. I need to go back because you said that NASA photoshopped the blue marble, and I need you to answer a very specific question. Did Photoshop exist in 1972? Yes or no?
I wouldn't have a clue.
No. Adobe created Photoshop in the early 1990s. So, Tricky, shut up, I'm talking. Tricky, do you...
Same as Rod Stevens said. It's
Dude, are you...
Photoshop. It
Okay,
has to
you
be.
must be a flat earther because you don't know how conversations work. Tricky, shush. You said that NASA photoshopped the blue marble. The original blue marble was taken in 1972, 20 years before Photoshop was invented. So please tell me how they photoshopped something 20 years before the program to Photoshop was created.
Dude, do you know what's available to technology that we don't know about? So stop going on about...
Oh, magic technology. Magic, you got any citation required?
Dude, I wasn't there. Give up.
No, you were the one that brought this up. You said NASA photoshopped something before Photoshop existed.
Dude, were you there?
Were you there? Were you
No.
there? Then how do you know they photoshopped a picture, you moron?
Because they've said it, you moron.
No, they
Robert
didn't.
Simmons-
They said that he photoshopped one picture, that is the blue marble from 2012.
Right.
You don't even know what the fuck
Right.
you're talking about.
Right, it is photoshopped, but it has to be.
Yeah, one photo. You're not an engineer, you're too stupid to be an engineer.
Oh, here we go.
Okay,
You're a
simple
fuckwit.
question.
Well,
What's the normal force?
You're a Democrat.
What is the normal force of a 1 kilogram? What is the normal force of a 1 kilogram object sitting at the surface of the Earth? What is the value of the normal force of a 1 kilogram? What is the value of the normal force of a 1 kilogram object sitting at the surface of the Earth, ignoring rotation?
I'm not even going to answer the question.
All right. Wow.
You can't answer the question.
Yep.
Hey, so if I've got a triangle of sides
What
1,
is-
1,
yeah.
1, what would be the internal angles?
I've got the questions here, and this is what you do to everybody. Answer my question.
You say you're an engineer. We're qualifying you.
Yeah.
We're qualifying you.
Right, we get back to Tricky. We
disqualifying
get
you.
back to your questions, but I need to check something first. If I have a triangle of sides 1, 1, 1, Tricky,
I've got work today.
Tricky.
And I'm about to head up.
Tricky.
I'm going to ask some questions.
If you run
and
away,
you're
then
gonna
it just
answer-
shows how dumb you are. Now,
No,
I've
you're
got,
not.
You're not
got,
answering questions, man.
Tricky, I've got one question for you, and then you can move on to your questions, okay? All right?
Go.
If I have a triangle of sides 1, 1, and 1, what are the internal angles? So
not interested
you're not
in
an
that.
engineer.
We're talking about
You're not an engineer.
curvature.
You're a liar. You're not an engineer.
We're talking about triangles at the moment. We're talking about curvature.
Yeah, that's how you
Okay?
measure the curvature, using triangles.
Let's start off with the basics.
Uh-huh. I mean, you should probably start with the
Okay,
basics because you obviously missed them at engineering school.
Do we live
Yeah,
on
let's
a
start off with the
sphere with a
basics. How many
35,
sides
95
are there in a three-sided triangle?
All right, okay, let him ask his questions. Go on in, Tricky. Ask your questions.
Make notes. Make notes. And
I
then
don't
come
need
back
to make
me
notes.
when we-
I've heard all this before. Just ask your questions.
I'm writing them
Do we
down
live
on the
on a-
inside of my eyeballs. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you live on a sphere of 3595 miles?
There is 42
In the
miles
radius.
difference between the equatorial and polar diameters. Approximately, yes.
Approximately, yes. Okay. Is it true that gravity cannot change the shape of this ball?
No, gravity is the reason why it's a ball.
What?
Right. So, but it can't change the shape of it.
No, gravity is the reason it's the shape it is.
Right. Perfect. It's
That's like
round,
that's a
you can
dumbass
really
question,
bad-
by the way. That's a dumbass question because let me explain why, okay? If, let's say, a large object, a massive object passed by the Earth, it would change the shape of the Earth because of its gravity. So, yes, gravity changes the shape of the Earth, bottom line. Next question.
Oh, fire.
Come on.
We live on a sphere. There's been plenty of shit that's gone past us by NASA, and we've always been told in the same pictures, and it's 3595 miles radius. Is that correct?
Approximately, yes.
Approximately, yes. Okay, let's move on. We've agreed. Do you know the curvature drop for a sphere of that size?
H equals r H equals r times 1 minus cos A.
Okay, for the people that are watching this that aren't physics experts, can you tell them what that is in
sorry, that's
idiot
basic
terms?
That's not a
trigonometry.
physics question.
That is-
That's not a physics
That is
question.
very, very
That's a fucking
basic
geometry
trigonometry.
question.
Fuck me.
Okay, for the people that are basic like me, you know that I'm...
You are a
Can you-
walking fucking meme, dude. You're amazing. I love it. Please come back for more.
Sorry, say that
What's
again?
the inches per mile squared?
Yeah, that's not how you calculate the curve of a sphere. That's a parabola.
Will you draw out on a graph, Mr. Engineer, what 8 inches per mile squared would look like? I would give you as much time as you need. Or you can save time from doing all the complicated math of drawing that simple graph out.
It's
and
alright,
tell me
Tima,
what
I've done
shape
it for him.
makes.
Tricky, have a look at the picture in front of you. The blue is a parabola of 8 inches per mile squared. The red is a sphere, using H equals r times 1 minus cos A. Do you see a problem there?
I know all this. Up to 200 miles, it's exactly the same.
Approximately, but it gets progressively worse.
When you use the word exactly, it has an exact meaning. Don't
Yeah.
do that. Approximately is a better word to use.
At 300 miles, it's out 68 feet. And at 500 miles...
Right, so it's
out
not exact then.
600
Okay, move on.
Move on. So do we agree that we can go at 8 inches per mile squared? Up
No,
to
because that's not the
200
correct for. I've just told you that's not the correct formula.
All right, tell me what it is in 200 miles. I'm
What?
getting 26,666 feet.
You're,
Tell me what it is.
what are you asking? What is the hidden drop?
How much drop, curvature drop there is at 200 miles? Tell me. I'm getting 26,666 feet.
Let me get the Earth curve calculator that I use up.
Tell me how far out I am. At 10 miles, I'm getting 66. I'm getting 1,666 at 50, 6,666 at 100, and 26,666 at 200. Tell me what you get.
It's approximately right.
How far are you out? Come on.
200,
serious now.
200 miles, you
You
said.
told me I'm an idiot.
What's the viewer height?
0.
0.
Why would the viewer height be 0? Are you lying on the floor?
I want to know, yes, I've been on the floor doing my tests. I want to know what the curvature drop is on our sphere at 200 miles.
So
I
viewer
say
height
it's
0.
26,666. You told me it's wrong.
In metric, So 200 distance refracted, refracted drop, refracted hidden.
I'm not after refracted drop. I'm after.
Why would you not include refraction? Why would you not include refraction?
Forget about the atmosphere.
No, I can't. No, Tricky. We can't forget about the atmosphere because we have one. Why would I forget about the atmosphere?
You can do that later. Tell me the drop.
No, I'm sorry. No, stop. That's not how it works. We have an atmosphere.
Yes, it does work like that. I'm asking you the size of a ball. Give me the size
H
of the ball.
equals R times 1 minus cos A. That answers your question. We don't need to go
Work
through.
it out.
Given an effective radius, refracted drop about 6.9 thousand meters, or is that what you want? Geometric drop, 8.14 kilometers.
How many feet? Curvature drop.
Oh, you want it in feet? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't work in Imperial, do you?
He's over 200 miles.
With the refraction approximation with an effective radius of 4618.83 miles. The refracted. I'm trying to answer the question. Will you shut the fuck up, you ignorant prick?
Oh,
thank you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Fuck, he's a Democrat for sure.
They're all the same.
Actually, I'm completely politically agnostic, so don't try and say things that aren't true.
Jeez. No, don't say things that aren't true. Go on, 26,666 feet.
I was trying to say that, but because you're unable to shut your fucking mouth, you didn't hear the answer. Right, so with the refraction approximation... no, you're still talking when I'm trying to answer. Do you have ADHD?
Cool.
Have you got Asperger's or something? Are you unable to shut your mouth when someone else is talking?
Cheeseburgers in Australia. Yeah, it's not Asperger's, it's cheeseburgers. Yeah. Keep going.
My God, you're not funny. You're about as funny as the fungus on my left toenail. So
that's great. Just get back.
With the refraction approximation with an effective radius of 4618. Will you shut your fucking mouth while I try to answer the question, you ignorant little dick?
I don't want refraction. Give me the size.
I'm sorry, I am going to give you the answer, including refraction, because our atmosphere has refraction.
No.
So listen. No, shut up and listen to the. Be quiet and listen to the answer. Do not open your mouth until I have finished talking. Right. With the refraction approximation given an effective radius of 46188. No, you're still talking. No, why are you still talking? No, keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut while I am talking, Tricky. Good boy. Try and behave like an adult. You might look like one, but you're clearly not. And why the fuck would you be looking into the sky? Why are you drawing up? You're a fucking idiot. That is not how you look at a drop. Why would you be looking into the sky?
Because that's what your Earth curve calculator says.
No.
Look straight ahead.
No, straight ahead would be at the horizon, not at the sky, you moron.
Dude, go to the Earth curve calculator.
Yeah, I've been trying to, but you haven't stopped flapping your lips. So if you shut up for 2 minutes, I will give you the answer. Now be quiet. Do not start talking until I have finished. Tricky, shut your mouth and listen.
Let's go.
With the refraction approximation given an effective radius of 461883 miles at 0 feet elevation, which no one fucking ever does, the refracted drop is about 22873.64 feet. The refracted hidden is about 22852.21 feet. There you go.
Give me the size without refraction. I'm asking you for a mathematical equation of the size.
No, I'm not doing it without refraction because we have an atmosphere.
I'm not asking you about the atmosphere.
Well, I don't care.
I'm asking you about the size of the ball we live on.
Yeah, and our ball has an atmosphere, so I will always give answers, including refraction.
Don't worry about your atmosphere. It's what you keep doing to people.
We have an atmosphere, do we not?
I'm not worried about it. We'll bring it in later.
We don't need to bring it in later. We can bring it in now. We always need to include refraction.
My eye height is 0.
Yeah.
My target distance is 200. My D1 horizon distance is 0. Which means I'm looking dead straight off the ball. I'm not looking in the sky. Give me
in that picture you were
on the globe. Now.
I just did.
You don't. Forget refraction. Give me
no, I'm not forgetting refraction. I've told you the answer. You can like it or not. That's your problem, not mine.
Dude, so you're going to pull your refraction in once?
Refraction. Do we have an atmosphere, yes or no?
We don't have an answer because you keep trying.
Do we
to
have an
build
atmosphere? Yes or no?
What is the size?
Do we have an
of-
atmosphere? Yes or no?
No, you don't.
No, we don't have an
No.
atmosphere. Guys, you heard it here first. We don't have an atmosphere on Earth. This guy is dumb as fuck.
You're a dickhead. I'm asking
Says
you
the guy
size
who
of the
lies
planet.
about being an engineer.
Give me the size. Come on, you're a smart.
I just
Come on,
did,
come on,
you
you're a smart.
ignorant little dipshit.
There you go. Now I'm a dipshit.
Yes.
Give me the size of the ball without refraction, and then give it to me with refraction.
The size of the ball doesn't change with or without refraction, but the approximation and the distance to the horizon most certainly will change with refraction.
And we'll get to that. Give me the size
Now-
without refraction.
No, I will always include refraction.
Because you're not smart enough.
No, because I will always include refraction because our atmosphere exists. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yes, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Excuse me,
Tell
do we
me
have
right
do we
now
have an atmosphere? Yes or no? Tricky,
Center of the Earth.
tricky.
Tell me.
Please stop flapping your lips. No one wants to hear the vial coming out of your mouth. Do we have an atmosphere? Yes or no?
Of course we do. I'm not asking.
Therefore,
about
there is
that.
refraction. Therefore, the answer I will give you will include refraction. Now move on to the next question.
No.
Yes.
Give me the size of
I
the
just
Earth.
did. The size of the Earth, you've already been told the size of the Earth. And I have told you that at 200 miles, the approximate refracted drop will be 22873.64. The approximate refracted hidden will be 22852.21. There is your answer.
Let's imagine you're on the moon and it's 3595. There's no atmosphere.
The moon is not got that radius.
Just
Hold on.
pretend
Can I
because you
step in
can't
for a
seem to get
second?
it through your head.
Can I step in
Give
for a
me-
second? Because
give
I
me
think
the
that
drop,
you're
drop
asking
without
a question.
on the moon.
I don't think that
I'm waiting.
Fight's completely understanding the question you're asking.
Later on, you can bring
All
your
right,
math into it.
Tricky, stop talking for a second. Team's got a point.
I don't think that you're completely conveying the question to Fight so that he understands what you're trying to ask him. Are you trying to ask what the geometric drop is from a position on Earth relative to a tangent on the line?
I
A
am
tangent to the
asking,
sphere.
As per the Earth curve calculator,
Which one?
okay? Earth
Which
curve
which
calculator,
Earth curve
think
calculator?
dizib.github.
Okay, so
I'm asking 0 feet in eye height, 200 miles distance.
you know you're never gonna have 0 feet though, right?
Hold on,
Just answer
let
the
him
question
speak.
for God's sake. Okay?
Ask the
last
question in full. Ask
I
the question in
the
full.
camera to the sand. So
Yeah.
I might
Just
have
ask the
10
question in
millimeters.
full.
Do it without atmosphere. I'll give you your atmosphere later.
Well, my atmosphere exists, but if you want to do it, the geometric target hidden height
tried.
would be 26657.7237, according
Right,
to
so
according to
within
that
that-
Earth calculator. But that Earth curve calculator actually doesn't use the h equals r times 1 minus cos a, which is why I tend to use a calculator that's a lot more accurate and includes refraction. If you want to use
Now,
unsuitable
hey-
tools for a job, that's your choice.
Listen. I want you to do me a favor, though. Okay, I'm gonna step in for a second. Just because I want to help get to a resolution on this because I think you guys are talking past each other. Fight. Pull up the image you had of the circle and the parabola, please. Okay, so that when you're talking about 200 miles, flat earther. When you're talking about 200 miles, you're talking about the range that it's seriously a small amount. It's like 0.8% of the entire way around. So think of the top of the circle and imagine this being divided up into 100 parts, okay? And then imagine one of those parts then being divided up into 10 parts. We would only be talking about 8 of those tiny 10 parts of the one part of the 100 parts all the way around, okay? Do you understand that? We're talking about the image at the top, the very, very top, where the blue line and red line do kind of stay together. Nobody's arguing that point, okay? 8 inches per mile squared is a good approximation. It's not exact, okay? So when you use terminology like exact, you're wrong. It's not exact. It's close for relatively short distances. Now, for you and me, who are tiny-ass little pieces of shit on the fucking surface of the globe, 200 miles seems like, holy fuck, that's a long way. But it's really not. Not when you consider that the circumference of the Earth is 25,000 miles.
Yeah.
Now
So-
you can go on with your explanations.
So your answer from that particular Earth curve calculator, which isn't one I tend to use because it's not that accurate and doesn't include refraction, but the one from that Earth curve calculator says that the target hidden height would be 26657.7237 feet, which is approximately 0.08. No, it'd be 0.8 degrees that light would need to bend. So I don't see your point here.
Right. Every time I try and share my screen, the computer dies.
Ah, well, that's again, you not being able to use technology has been quite clear here. But
Did you pay your
there's a
NASA
button down
bill?
here that says share screen. But sorry if I'm
You have to
illiterate on that.
you have to pay NASA to be able to use that button. You know that.
Yeah.
Did you pay NASA
I
this year?
know what happened. Hey, gravity pulled it around and made the screen disappear. I cannot share my screen, so would you like to figure out how we're going to do this, start again, where we are right now, so I can use Skype, my proper program, and not
you are using Skype.
I'm not using my program on the computer, I'm using the Google Chrome, and it won't let me share the screen. The minute I press share screen,
Yeah,
it just
sure.
cancels
Fuck, man.
everyone.
Just hurry up.
I mean, when I called you on Skype, it would have rang within your app.
It didn't ring within the
you
app.
demanded hey, hold on. You demanded we answer a mathematical question, and we've asked you to answer a mathematical question that you refused to answer. We'll just count that as an L for you, but I'm going to ask a second one. What is the integral of 2x? An engineer should know this.
Not interested.
You're not an engineer.
Oh my God, this is going to be a game we play all night. I'm going to ask you basic engineering questions, and I'm going to see if you understand them.
So on an engine making 970 horsepower at 9,700 RPM. And the intake
well, hold on,
length.
because I didn't. Hey, guess what? I didn't claim I was an engineer, right? I'm not the one making those claims. So if I asked you questions about, let's say, electric permittivity or the vacuum permittivity, would you be able to talk about that? Or how about this, vacuum permeability? Would you be? Oh, okay, so you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so see, there are people that do understand things that other people don't fucking understand. The difference is you claim to be an engineer. What I think you really meant is that somebody gave you a position of oil change engineer, and you took that to believe that it meant that you were an engineer of engines. That's not the case. An oil change engineer simply turns the filter, pulls it out, sticks the new filter in, and then fills the oil back up. That's what you do, and you're probably pretty good at it. You've probably changed the oil on many record-breaking cars, I believe that. But you don't know what the fucking normal force is on a 1 kilogram object on the surface of the Earth. That is fucking scary, that you design fucking cars.
So how do you calculate the torque on a gearbox when you're transferring power?
I just know how good to make it.
I just know how good to make it.
That's it. And you know what?
You're a moron.
All my stuff.
That's a very quantitative. Hey, can you define horsepower? Can you define horsepower for me? No, this should be simple. You're a car. Define horsepower. Give me a proper definition.
I've never been on a drag strip. I've never set a national record. But you guys think to know more about me.
No, I asked you for a simple question. Don't look it up. Don't look it up on your computer. What is the definition of horsepower?
Just talk, fellas. Just talk and have a discussion. Talk like decent people.
Quiet, Grandpa down. Answer my question.
We've tried to have a decent discussion, but you don't know how conversations work. So now carry on with your next question.
You're a po.
First question I've asked you and I haven't got an answer.
I gave you an answer. Are you? Have you not?
What did I just say? I just went through and gave you that answer myself.
Yeah.
So there you go. You
told you
had the answer.
I told you using your Earth curve calculator, right? That isn't actually, the best tool for the job because it's not actually that accurate and doesn't include refraction. But using the Earth curve calculator that you have asked me to, the target hidden height is 26657.7237 feet. I answered the question. Do you have problems converting short-term to long-term memory?
What was the number again?
26657.7237 feet.
Right, 26,665.
Yes.
Wow. Over 200 miles were out 1 foot. Far out. Right.
Yeah, so it's not exact.
Okay,
is it?
now let's do it over. Now let's do it over fucking
5,000 miles.
What is No, yeah, 5,000 miles. Do it over 5,000 miles, and tell me how off you are. Fucking moron. An engineer should have no fucking problem doing this. No. Check it at 5,000 miles.
Why do no geodetic surveyors?
Then you can understand why the fuck you're wrong. Why don't you just approach it with the proper way and use basic math and basic trigonometry?
After 300 miles, it doesn't make a difference.
No, it does make a difference. Yeah, we've asked you to move on to the next question several times. So what's your next dumb question that you don't understand?
I can't even share my screen without it dropping out.
Yeah, that's because you don't have to use computers. Just...
Then hurry up and go to your fucking computer, dude. Hurry up and go to your fucking computer. Stop fucking bullshitting your way through your engineering questions. Just go to the computer and join back. Hurry up. We'll wait. Jeez.
I think he's rage quit.
No, he's switching over to his computer. Give him a second.
He's on his computer, but he's joined through a browser instead of his fucking Skype app.
Well, I thought he said he had it on his phone. So, I don't know what he's doing, but he just allow him, give him a chicken. He is a chicken, but give him a chance to join him fucking via the Skype on his computer. Because I think that's what he's about to try to do.
Alright, let me try and get him in a...
God damn it, I tried to be a passive participant.
I know.
But this guy is saying some stupid fucking shit. Like, goddamn, can he not? Yeah, that's my next question for him. What's the difference between fucking newtons and watts? You know what I mean? Like, something so fucking simple that an engineer would be like, what? That's fucking ridiculous. I want to know what the difference between newton and watts is.
Right, let me... Right. I'm going to call him back.
Yeah, no, SifeDK, go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm going to enjoy the chat while you get that ready. SifeDK says there's a lot of fucking engineers and engineering students in the chat. That's one of the things I have noticed is that our community is full of a lot of scientists and engineers. Like in engineering, you'll see a lot of the people when they message us, they're like, yeah, I'm going through school as an engineer. I'm doing this. I'm trying to get my master's in this. I'm trying to think of who the person was that used to always be around. He actually got his degree here at UNT, and then he moved away. But he's always in the chat. I'll remember who it was. His name's drawing a blank, but he's a good dude. But anyway, I can imagine what you guys are thinking out there. So anybody, tag me. You got a question for this guy? Make sure it's a simple one, okay? Make sure it's a fucking simple one. And send me your simple engineering questions. I'll ask him. Because he's not an engineer, guys.
Not in the fucking slightest.
Not in the slightest. Yeah, Bella Charge is an engineer. Exactly. Newton's law of cooling.
Right, Tricky, can you hear?
I can now hear.
Are you able to share your screen?
Don't know yet. I'm trying to figure out. It's not showing as it did yesterday.
What a brilliant engineer.
So why are we not? There we go.
Why can't I see you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see your screen. You just see my screen. Ah, there we go. There's your screen. Right, are you able to share your screen now?
Let me see if I can share screen.
Yep, now you're sharing my screen back to me. Infinite Craigs.
Oh, I see.
What's the difference between a kilogram and a kilogram force? Or a pound and a pound force?
I used this yesterday and it worked fine with somebody else.
Uh-huh.
So...
Do you only have one monitor?
Most normal people do. Only freaks of nature like us have more than one.
I've got 3, sorry.
I need a 4th one.
My goodness.
I'm actually out of monitors, and I'm out of, well, I don't have any HDMI slots.
Yeah, there's only, is there any HDMI slots on the 2070 Super? I think I've only got display ports.
No, there's only, no, you have one HDMI and 3 or 4 display ports.
Right. Sort of
But I
tricky.
gave my son
I mean, I
one
know
of my-
technology is confusing, but you getting there?
No, it won't share
Technology.
screen.
What are you trying to share? Maybe just send it to me via
Trying to share
email.
my screen.
Yeah. Well, what are you trying to share? A picture or?
Yep.
Right, well,
Pictures, everything.
Well, send me what you want via
Are you a
email, and
Lego engineer?
I will bring it up on the screen. Okay.
No, we need to get this sorted.
Yeah, I mean,
Sanitation engineer.
normal people are able to use Skype. Just saying.
Yeah, but I'm not normal. You've already said that.
Oh, clearly. You're in Australia and you think the Earth's flat, which is one of the dumbest things possible.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
normal
that's why
normal
the
flat
phones
earthers
right.
are really
If they
are
turn the
stupid.
engines off and they can still hear the whining.
Yeah, normal flat earthers are stupid, but Australian flat earthers are just mind blowing.
Yeah, I know. Really stupid, eh?
Uh-huh.
So let's just I'm already sharing my screen.
Do you? Hey,
saying,
hold on. Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question about Australia. Just let me ask you a quick question about Australia. I'm pretty familiar. I'm an American, if you couldn't tell already, and I'm pretty familiar with American geography. Okay, so let's say that America was not shaped, somewhat rectangularly. Let's say it was shaped more like a parabola, an upside-down parabola. Okay. So I would know that because I've driven across the country several times. I've gone from cities to cities, and I kind of know my geography of the United States. Do you know the geography of Australia? And I'm not trying to make fun of you here. I'm just asking you, do you know the geography of Australia?
As in driving across it? No.
No. I mean, like as in the shape of the country/continent that you live on.
Oh, that looks great. I fucking love that. Oh, look at that. That's great. Oh, look. Oh, that's great.
Oh man, come on. Hey, I'm asking you a simple question, man. I'm trying to be serious here. Are you familiar with the shape of the continent that you live on?
By what the pictures I'm shown? Yes.
No. Just by
No.
by being a national, by being a national for the continent you live on or the country you live in. Just being someone who claims to be an Australian. Are you not familiar with the geography of Australia?
I'm familiar with the geography of what was
Gotta
shown.
be kidding me, man.
Can I argue with you?
I'm trying to help you out.
No, dude. No, I'm just giving you an answer. I have not driven across it.
Okay.
I have not.
Well, then I
mapped
guess
it
my
out.
point
And
would
if
be lost on
someone
you
tells
then.
me it's the shape of a triangle, and I see pictures, I have to
No,
believe
I'm
it.
not going to tell you it's the shape of a triangle. I'm just going to tell you that whatever shape you know it to be is not the shape you believe it to be. You know it to be the shape that it's shown on the globe. You believe it to be the shape that it's shown on the AE map. You're absolutely
No.
incorrect. You're living.
No.
Okay. Well, the
No,
only
I
way
do
that
not.
you're safe there is to play stupid and say,
He
"I
doesn't need
don't
to
know the
play.
shape of the continent that I live on." No. I'm saying the only way to do is take the ignorant position of not knowing the shape, size, and shape of the continent that you live on. If you don't know that, then there's no cognitive dissonance. You just believe what you see on the AE map. Now, if you know that to be true, like every other obviously not every Australian, but like most Australians do, then they understand the problem with how it's shown on the flat Earth map and how it is in reality. Now, you as a
Dude,
racing engineer, I would assume
haven't
that you
even-
at least know the
haven't
shape of
even
your
got to
country.
that.
What?
I do not know the proper shape of the Earth. I do not know if the globe Earth is right. I do not know if the aquedental AE map is right.
You don't know
I've
basic
not
maths?
Do
mapped it
you
Or
out.
just
basic
race in your
trigonometry.
hometown? Do you just race cars in your hometown, or do you not travel with
No.
the car as it goes out?
I have
You travel? God damn it! You have no excuse for being ignorant then. You have zero excuse for your ignorance. This is called voluntary ignorance. And once you become voluntary ignorant, you're committing cognitive dissonance.
Now,
Honestly,
you're currently sharing my screen back to me.
I'm not interested in the shape of my Australia. Okay? I don't know
Because
which
it
one's
fucking
correct.
makes you look stupid.
No, it doesn't make you look stupid.
I wouldn't be either.
We're talking about whether the Earth's round or flat.
It's round, it's been measured.
You want me to believe some map in the 1800s is perfect and the new one is wrong. I don't know which one of them is correct.
There you go with those exact statements. Nobody says anything's perfect. That's why you're getting shit wrong. We know that there's room for improvement where we're at. That's the difference between us and you. You think you have the final fucking answer. You're convinced you have the final fucking answer. You're convinced that nobody else, that you are one of the few people, one of the 1% of 1% of 1% of this world that happens to know the true shape of the world. You are a fucking an idiot, okay? Remember earlier when you were like, they call us idiots. This is why we call you idiots. Right there.
Okay?
No, you're a fucking idiot. Now I know what now I know what triggers you. Are you kidding me? You should just shut the fuck up and not say it. This is called the Barbara Streisand effect, you fucking idiot.
This is why you guys get nowhere. Dad, can you go sign for that, please? Oh, that's all right.
Have you figured out how to share your screen yet?
I'm trying to share a screen so I can get you guys up to speed a little bit. You just keep dribbling.
Yeah, well, look, Tricky, honestly.
When you say up to speed, do you mean back to 3rd grade?
Tricky, if you're struggling so much to share your screen, just email me the things you want to be displayed and I will display them for you.
I need to share my screen whenever I want to share it. I've got too much shit to send to you.
No, you don't. Yeah, I can display whatever you want. Look, here's a meme. I can display whatever you want.
Yep, that's perfect. That's perfect. If we can't figure out how to share this screen...
No. If you can't figure out how to share the screen. It's not us. It's you.
Yep.
Come on, dude. This is basic.
Yep, I pressed the button and it don't work, matey.
I pressed the button and it don't work. What a brilliant engineer you are.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. Well, we haven't got
Tricky, seriously. Just send me what you want displayed and I will display it.
I've got fucking 40 gig of shit.
Cool.
Okay?
Send me. Are you going to
I'm not sending you stuff. I'm not sending you memes. I'm not arguing about memes. I'm arguing about experiments I done. Myself.
And what experiments have you done?
Myself, my friend.
Yeah, what experiments have you done?
Plenty.
Name one.
Make one. Wow.
No, name one. Name one.
Wow. I've done...
Can you give me an example? Can you give me an example of where you use the quadratic equation in engineering?
Oh, here we go. But I'm an engineer. I don't know how a transmission works.
No, you don't, apparently. You don't know how to convert torque.
God, you're so dumb, dude. Like, I'm asking you questions that I know you can't answer, that any engineer could answer. Any engineer can answer these questions.
Right.
Yep.
Tricky.
And you can't.
Right. One simple question, Tricky. Please tell me one experiment you have done.
Okay, how about going up to a lake with 300 mil above the surface and looking 15.34 kilometers? How's that?
Cool. So did you take note of the temperature, of the density of the air? Any of these things?
Yes, I did, my little fat friend. And if I can share my screen, I'll shut your mouth up real quick.
Oh, he's getting so triggered. He has to go. He has to go to weight jokes.
As you share his screen, I need to ask a question.
Dude, you look twice the fucking size of me.
From an engineering perspective, which way is left?
Instead of fucking around with your stupid memes, how about you pull your head out of your ass and start talking like a normal human?
I'm waiting for you to get on with what, dude.
Forget your shit, because you have no idea what I've done. Forget your memes and your bullshit and move on.
Yeah, cool.
Okay?
So,
grow up.
answer me this question about your experiment. What was the?
How old are you?
Tricky. What was the lapse rate?
Question. Answer me.
I'm 309.
How old are you?
309.
How old are you?
I'm 312.
Yeah, I'm 309 and team's 312. We're time travelers.
I'm older.
I don't know. He doesn't even know his own age. Yeah, you're wasting it. All
right, Tricky. What was the lapse rate?
Actually, the thing is,
hold on,
that
team. I want to ask him a question.
Craig is so heavy
Sorry, I just want to ask him one question. Tricky, what was the lapse rate during your experiment?
Tricky.
Tricky, what was the lapse rate?
Share my screen. Let's stop this right now and figure out how to share this screen. So
Yeah, all you have to do is press a button. Tricky, I'm asking you a question.
No, it doesn't work, dude.
What was the lapse rate in your experiment?
3.716.
That was the lapse rate, was it? Do you know what a lapse rate is?
Yeah, it was the amount of the buckles my belt was pulled in around my lap.
So you don't know what a lapse rate is then?
No.
So how are you
job,
going to...
engineer.
Yeah, how are you going
Do
to...
you know what the cross-sectional area of an intake port should be? You're an
Probably.
engineer.
I'm a nuclear
What's
engineer.
the airspeed at 395 CFM through a port with a 3.74 cross-sectional area?
What
Come
is
on,
the
smart.
what is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
Yeah, done. The same amount of airspeed that goes in your mouth and comes out your rear end.
Right, so Tricky, my point here is that you have apparently done an experiment where you put the camera low to the water, looked out across the water, but you don't know what the lapse rate is.
Where was the geometric horizon when I was 300 mil off the water?
Well, if you can give me the lapse rate, I can calculate that.
Tell me where I can get that online and I'll tell you what it is. What is the geometric horizon? How far is it?
It is
1.22
r
miles
times
server?
it's r times the square root of the of 2.3, I believe.
Yeah, so what is it in numbers? Tell me how many miles it is.
It depends on where you're looking.
Tell me how many miles it is!
To what?
300 mil off the water! Where is
Why are
the
you so
geometric
angry?
horizon?
But the geometric horizon
Tell
is
me.
going to be about 3
Tell
miles
me,
away.
dickhead.
Calm down, Snowflake.
Tell
You're
me
gonna
what it
melt.
is.
Calm down,
Tricky,
Snowflake.
it's going to be about 3 miles away
Right, so why can I see 9.5 miles?
because of the lapse rate.
Oh, fuck, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Do you know how much light has to bend for that?
Because the lapse rate,
Yeah.
now we
Do you-
can get it to refract, not just refract.
Tricky,
it
I
can
asked you a
lap
question.
rate up.
Do
Oh, fuck. Go on, tell me what the lap rate is.
do you even know?
It's fucking hilarious. Tell me.
Okay, so
Oh, you guys are so good.
the lapse rate is the amount
you.
of change, the delta of temperature or the delta of pressure over a certain distance. So the closer you are to the water, the higher the lapse rate is going to be, increasing the refractive properties massively. If you are so close to the water, you are going to have the most refraction. And seeing 9 miles is, well, 69, so it is 1. So that's going to be 0.23 degrees that light has to bend for you to be able to see 9 miles. Do you really think that's an issue?
Yeah, I do. Sorry.
So you don't understand refraction then?
No, I do.
Clear.
I do.
No, that's bollocks. You don't know what a lapse rate is, so you don't understand refraction.
Yeah, I do.
You don't know
Alright,
what
let's start asking
Tricky,
refraction
you
questions.
don't know Tricky, you don't know what a lapse rate is, therefore you don't understand refraction.
No.
Hey, Triggy, I
No,
have a
you're
question
right.
for
You
you.
are a
We'll
legend.
stay away from... Listen, Triggy, I have a question for you, and we're going to stick away from the engineering questions at this point. Can you just tell me what Snell's equation is?
Snails, yeah, when they go across the ground.
Snell's equation.
Yeah, that's
No,
it, when
I'm
they go across
being
the ground.
serious. I'm being serious. I'm
All
about
right,
to show
I'm not
everybody
sure
how
the
you
answer.
know...
The square root.
Well,
of
then what the
airspeed
fuck are
through
you
a
talking
port
about? Hold on.
with a
Shut
density
up for a
of
second and
blower of
listen to me.
24 pounds.
Why are
What does that
you
work out
saying
to?
that you understand refraction
question.
when you can't even tell me what
Answer the
fucking
question.
Snell's law is?
I'll
God
answer
damn,
again.
you're dumb, dude.
Answer the question.
What was the question?
Answer the question. What's the square
I'm
root
just
of the port shown with 24 pounds boost? Tell me.
Yeah, I'm not a car
You're an
mechanic. We're
Maybe
asking
I
you
should
very
track it
basic
up.
engineering questions, and you don't seem to know the answer to any of them.
Yeah.
And you're also you're talking about
So you
refraction,
answer my basic
and
engineering
you're talking
question.
about refraction, and you don't even know what a lapse rate is. You are not qualified to have
Exactly.
this conversation.
Exactly. I've got a third-year apprentice that knows my work, and you don't even know it. So
Cool story.
you keep trying
Am
to
I a
tell me
third-year
that-
apprentice? Am I a third-year apprentice at your
No,
oil change company?
No, you've only just started.
No, dude. I am. Do you want to know about me? Do you really want to know about me? Do you want to know what I've done? Do you know what qualifications I've got?
Yep.
Okay, I've
Oh,
got
I gotta take a screenshot of that. That's fucking unreal.
I've got a bachelor's
Oh,
degree in
that's
physics.
screenshot.
I've got a bachelor's degree in nuclear engineering. I served my country doing engineering for several years. I have built wind farms. I know more about engineering than you have forgotten. In fact, I know. I've forgotten
unreal.
more about engineering than you will ever know. All right.
That is it.
You
So
are
no
so
matter
dumb
where we are
that
on
you
this
are
earth-
apparently an engineer and you don't know how to calculate the torque on the gearbox. That is
I eat
unfucking
pieces of
believable.
shit for breakfast.
He's so qualified that they lost the war. Germany flew all over them.
Hey, Tricky, I have
Did
a
your
question for
dumbass
you.
dad just say that we lost a war? Oh my god, your dad sounds like a dickhead.
What'd you say?
Hey,
I said your
Triggy,
dad sounds like a dickhead.
Triggy.
Does he?
Yeah.
Shut your fucking mouth, you piece of shit.
No, your dad sounds like a dickhead, just like you.
No, shut your fucking mouth, because the next flight I take after coronavirus will be coming over
Is he going to threaten violence? Is the little baby going to threaten violence? Oh, look at the big man. Look at the big man. Oh, I'm an engineer and I don't know how to calculate anything. Sorry, Tricky, but you and your dad are both dickheads.
I'll head out there. and show up when
Rage
you
quit.
get there.
Rage quit.
Oh, he rage quit. Fuck, I had questions. God damn it. I fucking, that guy ain't no fucking engineer. I don't give a fuck what
No,
anybody says.
I'm going to call him back.
He might be an engineer's assistant. He's the guy that cleans up all the fucking human piss at the bottom of the car because the driver didn't want to get out to use the bathroom and save some time.
Oh, too scared to answer. Run, little dumb Flerf. Run. Well, that was fun. Engineer my fucking left testicle. Like, honestly. Yeah, no, is dad sitting there in the background going, oh, they're so clever, why did they lose a war? I'm sorry, could you tell me which war was it that I lost, team?
1776.
I personally don't remember being in a war. So, I mean,
Yeah, I know. They don't teach that in Europe.
No.
They teach it in America, though. They remind us every fucking year. Every goddamn year.
No, is dad sitting there in the
Oh
background?
my God! There's people saying, "Listen, hold on. This is breaking news. Breaking news from the chat. Clive Wells says he's a sales manager. Now you can't always just believe chat, because chat likes to fuck with you too, right? So I asked him, fake or real, and his response was, real. Oh, he's not an engineer. He's a sales manager.
Yeah. His dad's sitting there in the background fucking insulting me, saying all sorts of like shit. So I was like, look, your dad sounds like a dickhead. And that fucking triggered him, something rotten. And then he threatened to come and fight me. I think that's now 7 flat earthers that have threatened to come and fight me. I'm so scared.
And then you ruined my goddamn fucking general relativity joke, you asshole.
I'm sorry.
When I was going to say, well, we're 300 of your years old because Craig's so fucking fat and heavy that I got too close to him and time dilated. But it didn't come out right. He's a custodial engineer. That's right. A janitorial engineer. He engineers situations that he can't get himself out of. Is that not the fucking truth? Dude, come on now.
I'm just gonna.
Come on
Chat
now,
wants me to
my
keep
man.
calling him. I can't believe he couldn't figure
He's
out how
gonna
to
get in
screen
his
share.
race car and drive to your. He's gonna get in his race car and drive to England to come kick your ass.
No. Oh, look at the little pussy.
I mean, the motherfucker said that he doesn't even know the shape of the continent he lives on. Come on now.
I know.
You know, I've driven fucking California, Virginia, Chicago, Texas, Florida. I've driven all over my continent, you know? Like my country. He's a fucking race car driver who travels with a race team and doesn't know the shape of the fucking country and continent he lives on. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You ain't no fucking engineer, dude.
He's done experiments the same as every other fucking flat earther's done experiments. Look out over a body of water and go, I can see too far. Yeah, that's because refraction's a thing.
Next time a flat earther tells us they did a fucking experiment, I'm going to ask them how much lead paint did they eat as a control. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be the new fucking question to ask.
Oh my god. I might as well read the super chats then. That was fun. I'm sorry. He contacted me via email under the pretense of, I've just got some questions. But no, like every other Flerf, it's pure ignorance and arrogance. Doesn't want to learn. Doesn't care about answers.
Again, Jess says, so I looked this guy up and it says National Sales Manager for Affordable Racing Parts. He accidentally showed his name at one point. Guys, there is nothing you can get past these fucking goddamn investigative geniuses that we call the live chat. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to just try phoning them once more because I want to ask him about being a salesman.
It even has his picture in the auto store. What a dipshit. So he sells knockoff car parts.
I'll turn that down. I'll just leave it calling.
So car parts and car part accessories.
Oh, an engineer couldn't figure out the derivative of x squared. That's brilliant.
Nor the integral of 2x, which is just as brilliant.
Right, yeah.
Nor did he know what the new... No. What did he say? I asked him something simple, and he was like, I can fuck off. I'm not answering that question. What was the simple question I asked him at the very end? And I was just like, oh my god. Like, well, the derivative and integral questions were really fucking easy, but there was another question I asked him where he didn't answer, and I was like, oh fuck.
National sales engineer, national sales manager, claiming he's an engineer. Why do all flat earthers lie? Like, why can't they be truthful in the fucking slightest? It's incredible.
That's what it was. Give me a engineering question that would involve a quadratic equation.
Yeah, and you have to use quadratic equations.
Fuck off.
If you want to calculate the, like for instance, the power coming from the engine to a particular wheel, you have to use quadratic equations to transform from rotational velocity to linear velocity and stuff. Like, you have to do that as an engineer. If you're trying to calculate how much power your car is going to output, you have to use quadratic equations. I bet you didn't even know what a quadratic equation was.
The other good one I asked him, how big would the normal force be for a 1 kilogram object sitting at the surface of the earth? And he said, I'm not here to do math or some shit like this. Like, oh my god, please don't tell me you're engineering anything of importance to human safety and to the public, please.
I wouldn't want to build getting any of the cars that he's fucking built, that's for sure.
Yes, Fried Jimmy, thank you very much. Did you look at Rashad Butter's channel? Or Butar, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
No.
I did. He's a moron. He's a fucking... Everybody, y'all should go look at that guy's channel. He's an anti-mass moron. And he did a... oh, what did I see? Hold on, let me go to his channel. I watched one of his videos where I was like, you're fucking kidding me.
Oh, you're so scared.
Like, how dumb is that? How dumb is it that you have to name your videos multi-streaming with restream? Next video, multi-streaming with restream. Next video, watch Juan's life change.
So he hasn't changed the. That's what, if you're using restream to like stream to Twitch and YouTube and stuff at the same time, then you can use restream to do that. But if you don't change the titles, it just automatically says streamed with restream. So yeah,
This guy has 500,000 subscribers, and he's leaving his shit up as multi-streaming with Restream instead of changing the title to something that people could understand what the topic of the video was. But yeah, he was like, he has some miracle solution thing. He fucking finds some guy on the side of the road. He's like, like, this isn't set up, is it? This is our first time meeting, right? I mean, I've hired you to do jobs and everything, but it's pretty much our first time, right? Yeah? Okay. You say you suffer from long-term arthritis in your hands, right?
He's just hanging up straight
I'm gonna
away
rub this on you. I'm just gonna rub this on your finger. You tell me how it feels. Yeah, no fucking, no kind of, that's real science right there. No suggestion whatsoever. I'm gonna rub this stuff that's gonna make your finger feel so much better. You're gonna have immediate inflammation reduction. Does it feel good? It does, doesn't it? Yeah, of course it does. Especially with you on camera.
He won't look. It goes about 2 seconds where he hangs up now. Oh no, he hasn't hung up this time.
Yeah, right. A Flerfs
there
that
he goes,
doesn't know
hung
how
up.
to use the block button. That's fucking awesome.
Everyone wants me to keep trying. Oh no, there we go. That took about 2 seconds. Oh no, guess he doesn't want to.
I like
talk.
Tricky. Come back, mate. From Phil Evans. I do too, man. Come on, Tricky. You're an easy one.
Huge Arse is right though. If I do just keep spamming him, YouTube could see that as me harassing him. So he was the one that wanted to come on and then ran away when we pointed out that everything he says is fucking stupid. Guys, if you're in Australia and you need an oil change, actually, you know what? Don't even go to Tricky for that because it'll probably set fire to your car. He's a liar. He's not an engineer. He is, if you go to the website, you can quite clearly see, national sales manager for that company. Why, if you were an engineer, would you be the national sales manager and not, I don't know, an engineer?
Head engineer.
Mickey Finn's like, did I do
boss,
good, Daddy?
Pit boss in charge of fuel engineering. You know, like, no, they just decided to give their top engineer, who's responsible for setting records, a title of regional assistant to the regional sales manager. Now, come on, man.
Oh my God, how are people so stupid? And you know what?
And I want to point out something.
Hold on, I've just realised how
did-
much he's lying, actually, right? It's just come to me, sorry. Because he was saying, oh, I used Skype yesterday. However, in the emails to me, he said that he just downloaded Skype because he's never used it before. Why does he lie?
Idiot.
Why lie so much? Honestly. Sorry, team, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say somebody shared a website with me. I don't know who it was. I'm going to give credit to the person who shared it at least. YouTube search in general, and I believe you may have been the one that shared this story with me at the beginning. There's a new way to solve quadratic equations that's much easier than the old method. If you'll go back and scroll up in the chat a little bit, from YouTube search in general, it says it's the sciencealert.com article. In fact, you know what? I'll just go ahead and give me one second. Let me reshare it in the chat. But I saw this not too long ago. Oh, well, shit. I can't. The link you shared is fucking 7,000 characters long. Holy fuck.
You just sent me an email. Mate, go
All right,
away.
there you go.
You would have to be one of the most disrespectful people I have ever met. You know what? I am disrespectful to fucking disrespectful idiots.
Yeah. And then respond, at least I didn't lie. You know what I mean?
I already have.
Like,
I said,
come
you're
on,
not
man.
an engineer. You've lied. You're a national sales manager. He says, I was told you are a smart ass and won't answer questions. And I was right. I answered his questions. Not my fault he didn't like the answers. And then he says, they also told me all you do is make memes trying to prove others idiots. Not me that makes the memes. It's my awesome subscribers. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you for all the memes. And then he says, go cuddle your bull earth and hey, maybe go out and do some experiments for yourself. Experiments like your failed experiment where you didn't even know what a lapse rate is while having the camera the closest to the fucking water that it could be. You absolute dipshit. I'm going to call him once more. Oh, he's scared of me, team.
Yep.
I've got a live
And
picture
somebody
of
asked
Tricky
if we're
right now,
having a
though.
gaming.
Here's a live picture of Tricky.
Oh, no. That was it. That was the thing that he said that just blew my mind. When I asked him what has more horsepower, his racing car or no, when he tried to say that you
racing car's got
didn't
more
know
horsepower.
because his guy, yeah, no, he said that something that some stat he had made him more of an engineer than you did because you were in a ship. I think it was how fast the cars were going, I think is what
Yeah.
he said. Oh, the cars travel much faster than the ships, so I'm the real engineer. And I was like, wait a second. Like, the ships have way more horsepower than the car does. No, I asked him, what has more horsepower? The ships or the cars?
And he said
the cars. You fucking idiot!
I don't even think he knows what horsepower is.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know what horsepower. If he said the horsepower causes a tiny ass car to that it's more than a fucking ship that weighs hundreds of tons, he's a fucking moron.
He said, try and Google Trick and Manso Racing, idiot. Yeah, we did. And it says that you're a fucking sales manager.
Yeah. And it says you're a sales manager. Everybody at that company probably starts out on probation, and after 90 days, they just get bumped up to sales manager.
Oh, it's doing a different noise when I'm calling them this time.
You might have been blocked.
Possibly. Oh, Tricky. You make this too easy, Tricky. Alright, one more. No, it sounds like I've been blocked or something. Oh my god, I can trigger Flat Earthers so easy. You know what? If you don't want to be fucking treated like a piece of shit, don't come here and act like a dickhead. There has been many times where I have debated or had conversation with Flat Earthers, and the conversation has been chill and relaxed and decent. Right, team? You've been in loads of those with me, right? Team?
Yep, muted. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, so what the fact of the matter is, the Flat Earther decides how the conversation goes, not me. If the Flat Earther turns up and knows how conversations work and can display some intellectual honesty, then I won't treat them like the retard they clearly are. However, if they turn up and be like Tricky, they're going to get treated like a dickhead.
Honestly, I thought last night's conversation with Gleam was going to be a fucking shit show from the beginning, and it actually turned out to... I would rather... Yeah, I did. I do think it was funny, though, and Wally clipped this. It was amazing, that when he knew that Wolfie and Wally were in the chat, he was like, oh yeah, bring people on. And then I was like, well, Wolfie and Wally can come on if they'd like. And then fucking it was, oh, well, I have to leave. To leave. And then, no. That's not the best part of it. That's just the original, that shows how scared he was. But what solidified my belief that he's afraid of them is that when they didn't come on, he stayed for another fucking hour to an hour and a half just talking shit about things that had nothing to do with the shape of the earth. I appreciate the conversation, but that's irrelevant to the point that we were trying to discuss.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, that must be blocked. That's a totally different noise. Oh, yes. So it's time for Super Chats. Guys, I hope you have had fun for Monday night debates. Dumpster fires all round, basically. And there's quite a lot of Super Chats, so I want to say that it's amazing, the support you give me, guys, every fucking day. It honestly blows my mind. You guys are the real MVPs. You're what makes these streams possible. The side chat is incredible. I can't get over how much support you guys give me. I know that not everyone's able to support financially, and you know what? That's cool. If you want to help the channel and you're not able to super chat or become a member or a patron, then the absolute best way to help my channel grow is to smash that like button and to share my stuff on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Speely, whatever that weird one was that we were talking about the other day. Just share my stuff. Yeah, share my stuff on social media, because when I go and look at my analytics, even though I'm not really that active on my Facebook account and stuff, I still get about 30% of my views coming from Facebook, which means that people are sharing my stuff on Facebook, and that helps me immensely. So honestly, guys, I can't say this enough. If you want to help my channel grow, please, please share my stuff on Facebook and Twitter. Honestly, it will help me so much.
Yeah.
And fucking go and sub to my wife right now, link in the chat. Right.
Share my stuff on Karen channels.
Yeah.
Go to Facebook and look for people saying, freedom to this agency, freedom to that, freedom
to breath agency.
That starts off with, yeah, freedom to breath agency. Anything that starts with the word or ends with the word freedom, just go in there and share one of my Karen anti-mask videos. You will piss an anti-masker off for sure.
Yeah, and share my stuff on any group that Nathan Thompson's a part on Facebook, especially.
I'm going to start the Freedom to Troll Agency.
Robert,
our God-given constitutional right to troll you.
Robert Williams for $2 says, what is ablation and what is abrasion? He wouldn't know because he's not a real engineer. Oh God, Boyd, the Masked Reviewer for £4.99. Let's see if this is as entertaining as last week's debate. We are here to entertain you guys, and we fucking love doing it. And the way that I do that is by parading stupid people for you all to laugh at. Do you know how much it pisses them off that I have monetized their stupidity? They fucking hate it. Jet Guitars for $5 says, race car engineer, quick test. Does he know what a panhard bar is and what the correct angle is? I'm going to guess no. Jess for $2. So race car engineer in what? Lego connects. Lego's a bit complicated for him, honestly. Jess for $5 says, I just wanted to let everyone know that tonight I'm going to be a passive participant. Glean Skeptic 2020. Yeah, Team wasn't a passive participant, but I don't want Team to be a passive participant on my channel, all right? Because just like me, Team has the ability to trigger flat earthers so well. And I fucking love streaming with this guy. Any of my subscribers that honestly aren't subscribed to Team Skeptic, you are missing out. If you enjoy my content, which obviously you do, you're here and you're watching it, apart from you flat earthers, fuck you. But if you do enjoy my content, then you're gonna enjoy Team's content, all right? We cover a lot of the same stuff. He covers a bit more anti-mask stuff than me. But his scripted videos are some of the best that you will find on YouTube. And his live streams are always massively entertaining. So if you're not subscribed to Team Skeptic, then you should really go and fucking do that. J.O. Warren for $1.
I endorse everything FTFE just says.
J.O. Warren for $1.99 says, did I choose the Top Gear channel by mistake? No, because Top Gear knows more about engineering than he did. Eric Aluminium for $5. What's the guy's point? The human intuition trumps science. Jesus Christ. Let's just build stuff using gut feeling and see how that works out. I know. Apparently CAD doesn't work, guys. None of the physics programs that simulate, stuff for cars, none of them work apparently. Fucking idiot. No, the truth of the matter is he's tried to use them and they just crashed because he didn't know what he was doing. Jess for $2. Is there stolen valor for fake engineers? If there is, he's got it. Irish Demon for $2.99 Australian. Tinky Winky, Dipsy, La La. This guy, Polaris. I don't think he was a Poe. Personally, I think he was an idiot, but let's get a vote in the chat. Number 1 for Poe, number 2 for fucking idiot.
Oh, he's an idiot. No, he's a fucking idiot. Well, that's my opinion. He's a fucking idiot. Because, I don't think he was a Poe. I just think that he believes that he is an engineer. I think he believes that he works on race cars and set records. And I think he doesn't understand what sales manager actually means. That a sales manager is not an engineer.
Oh, I like this meme that I've just been sent by Martin Hopewell.
He might be a fecal engineer. I don't know, maybe.
That's making me laugh far too much, thank you. Oh, I'm easily entertained. And I think the twos have it for fucking idiot in the chat. Thank you, guys. I'm going to screenshot that and send it to him over and over and over. Illuminous Poo The best kind of poo for $5. I didn't do it. It doesn't exist. Can you strangle someone through the internet? Don't just like the video. Love it. There's not a love button, but I would appreciate it if you smash that like button. There's currently 434 of you watching and 173 likes. Let's see if we can get that up to 250 likes before I finish doing the super chats. Go for it, guys. I believe in you. Jess for $2 says, anyone notice the MAGA hat on the shelf? Yeah, and he kept calling me a Democrat like it was some kind of insult. Oh, these guys are Democrats. Yeah, that we don't really have Democrats in the UK. That's not how it works over here. No. And honestly,
he's just saying what he was trying to do is he was projecting his snowflake onto you.
Yeah.
Because obviously he was much more triggered than we were, and I don't think like you did any personal attacks or anything, so he shouldn't have been triggered that much. He should have just been able to maintain his composure and have a conversation with a couple of fucking idiots who don't know what they're talking about. Instead, he went a different way.
Yeah. That's at 208 likes already, guys. Awesome. 40 more. Let's do it. God's Auditor for $2 says, an engineer who doesn't want to do the maths, for fuck's sake. No, it's not that he didn't want to do it. He couldn't do it. Did you see what happened when I asked him about the triangle with sides 1, 1, and 1?
He didn't know how to do it. Did you ask him? Did you see his response when I asked him how many sides does a three-sided triangle have?
I'm not interested in maths. Wait, an engineer that's not interested in maths? And then I reckon he Googled some questions about cars and started reading them off. Sparky NJ for $2 says he's just a glorified car mechanic. No, I don't even think he's that. I wouldn't trust him to change my oil. Brad Dubé, Eric's younger brother, for $2 says irrational engineer much? No, just fucking idiot and liar. Calypsis for $2 says if Cletus can build a 1500 horsepower engine, anyone can. Yeah, but just remember, guys, cars have more horsepower than aircraft carriers. You heard it here first.
Fucking submarines.
The Plot Hole for $2 says, here's my shilling payment. Have a good show. Thank you very much. Please go and subscribe to The Plot Hole and rockmetaltalk.com for weekly awesome podcasts. Stringer News 1 for $2. Crankshaft bearings can be approximately round. He wouldn't have known that either. Jess for $2. Gleam Skeptic, ask him if he can taste colours. He probably would have. I think he's shut down Skype or blocked me because I can't even call him anymore. Let's see if he's emailed me. Nope.
I want to say over under. What's the percentage right now? And I'm going to let you answer this. Over under. What's the percentage right now that his dad is consoling him while he's crying?
It's all right, Sam.
I'm going to set the over under. I'm going to set the over under at 70%. Okay, there's a 70% chance that right now he has one shoulder in his dad's fucking one like cheekbone in his dad's shoulder. He's crying. There's a puddle of tears on the shoulder of the shirt of the shoulder. Actually, his dad's probably not fucking wearing a shirt, so it's just running down the skin of his shoulder all over his fucking nipple hairs.
Fohammer says 333%.
Over under, guys. Oh, over. Everybody's saying over.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
JL Warren for $1.99. Another awesome guy you should check out. The Week in Horror podcast and on his own channel does some great videos.
I'm a real engineer.
For $1.99 he says, you know nothing, Tricky Snow. No, he really knowed nothing. Jess for $2. Gleam Skeptic, ask him if he can smell sounds. Jess, you're awesome.
Hey, okay, a new over-under. What is the over-under that his father is beating the shit out of him right now for losing the debate?
I told you before.
I don't care how old you are, boy.
Stop telling people you're an engineer.
Yeah.
Mr. Unite for the Children for $2 says, ask the engineer to define horsepower. All he knows is that cars have more horsepower than aircraft carriers and submarines. So that's all that matters. Jet Guitars for $2. Does anyone else smell burnt toast? Honestly, I smell burnt toast every time I have one of these debates. I don't know what that's saying about my mental health, but hey.
I just realized something. At the very beginning of this show, I said something really mean and hateful that turned out to be absolutely fucking true. I said, the person that has the highest inverse IQ score has asked me to be the passive participant. It was quite clear tonight.
It was true.
That he had the highest inverse IQ score of all of us. He has a higher inverse IQ score than a fucking rock.
I'm just going to email him once more. realize how badly you got beat, right? Come back, coward.
Ask him to ask him to at least get on camera and blink once if his father is not beating him.
Blink once if your dad isn't beating you. Sent. Jess for $2 says, what urinal did you find this guy in, for fuck's sake? He's been emailing me constantly for about 3 weeks, honestly. J.O. Warren for $1.99 says, Tricky is the worst magician ever. Yeah, Tricky's a good name for a magician, but he's probably as good at being a magician as he is at being an engineer. Tanner for $5 Australian says, if he is a header designer, as he claims, he will know the answer to this. What's a typical Poisson ratio for aluminium alloy? He wouldn't have known. He didn't know the internal angles of a triangle. He wouldn't have known. Aerophile says, you guys are acting like children. And I fucking love it, Team Skeptic and FTFE.
Yeah, PhD Tony just said, and this is not me saying it. It's PhD Tony. Ask him to blink twice if his dad is beating him off.
Oh, no.
Just ask him to flutter his eyes. Ask him to flutter his eyes at you.
And I think that the Poisson ratio would be 0.33, and Tanner says that's correct. So Jess for $2 says he's in his dad's office, lol. Yeah, basically his dad's probably an engineer, right? And has built this company, and he feels bad that he's got this retarded thing as a son, so just puts him in positions that he thinks important. And he gave him a business card once that said, you're an engineer, and he's just run with that. Stringer News 1 for $2. I wouldn't trust this clown to add blinker fluid. No, he'd probably put hydrochloric acid in there instead. Controller Dice for $5 says, what is a flat earther's favourite band? Bring me the horizon. Aslam for $5 Australian says, FTFE, I just want to let you know that I warned him that he would be publicly humiliated. He was warned, and he still came. Thank you for trying to warn him. And you're right, he still came. And he definitely got publicly humiliated. Martin C for $5 Canadian says, how many degrees are in first gear on a 6-gear transmission? He wouldn't have known. God's Auditor for $2, FTFE, you are now and forever my little fat friend. I can be your little fat friend if you want, but look at me. I'm nowhere near as fat as I used to be. I'm fucking feeling quite good right now. Tanner for $2 Australian says, what's Tricky's favourite engine? Ford Flathead. Budum-tsh. Jackalope Herdmaster for $2 says, dude's intelligence is on the level of JM Truth. Ooh, who's dumber, team? JM Truth or Tricky?
Wow, fuck, man, that's
a hard question.
You guys ask really fucking hard questions. Very similar to, is 10 to the negative 17th a positive or negative number? It's almost impossible to answer that question without physically going out and counting something 10 to the negative 17th times to get to the answer. So,
yeah.
We don't have enough evidence for
Tau Ceti Alpha says Tricky's dumber. And if Tau said it, then it's obviously true.
If we can extrapolate Tricky's attitude out 10 debates and compare that next to JM Truth, yes, Tricky's probably stupider. But JM Truth is still dumb as fuck, though.
Sean Hufford says it's an easy one. JM Truth didn't have you go to a website that showed he was lying. You're absolutely fucking right, Sean. Max Courtney for $5 says, if he has a Samsung, have him pull out his phone and type *#0 and tap sensor and look at the gyroscope. Phones can prove rotation. With his obvious skills in technology there, he would have probably launched a nuke had he tried to do that. Calypsis for $5. Oh my god, it jumped. I've lost it. Oh no, I hate it when it does that. Unrelated. Hey Fight, I'm curious. Were you aboard HMS Illustrious when an American Harrier Squadron came on board for joint training? I was on Illustrious when it was... The last time I was on Illustrious was when it was doing its trials out of Rosyth Dockyard. And I went on it down to Portsmouth, where it met up with, I think, the HMS Winston Churchill. Is that one of your current aircraft carriers?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Is the Winston Churchill one of your current carriers? Do you not know?
Why would we have it? I don't know. No, they're not. It's not a fucking aircraft carrier. The Winston Churchill better not be a fucking aircraft carrier
sure
in the Navy.
Well,
When did
there
we
was.
start.
I'm not
Hold
sure, but
on.
anyway, there was an
I'm
American
gonna look
carrier
it up,
in,
but I don't
in-
think so.
docked off of Gosport and Portsmouth, but it was too big to get into the docks. I'm sure it was the Winston Churchill. Maybe I'm making that up.
Yeah, you're making that up. We don't name USS Winston Churchill. Fucking goddamn it!
No, there is one, right?
A Burt class destroyer. It's a destroyer, not an aircraft carrier. I'm sorry, I
no.
knew it wasn't an aircraft carrier, but
Peter G's right. I think it's the Carl Vinson. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But it was a big ass aircraft carrier, and we pulled up the Illustrious next to it, right? And the Illustrious is one of the second biggest ships that the UK has ever made.
Wow.
And we pulled up next to this aircraft carrier, and honestly, it made it look like a dinghy next to the fucking American carrier. It's stupid how big those ships are.
I'm pretty sure that we have just general rules on our aircraft carriers. I don't think they'd be named after foreign officials. I wouldn't doubt it if there was a smaller ship that was, but
It was definitely an aircraft
big
carrier.
boat
but,
like a
yeah.
carrier.
Might have been the Ronald Reagan or something. I'm not sure. But it was a massive fucking carrier, and we pulled up the Illustrious next to it, and it honestly looked like a little dinghy next to your carriers. They're just stupidly big. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I've been on the Enterprise. I've been on the Enterprise, and my brother was stationed on the Abraham Lincoln, and then I don't know what the other one he was stationed on, but he was stationed on the Abraham Lincoln, and he was stationed on the Enterprise.
So then we've got Nikki Daly, Trigalvian Princess for $2. Australian Emu War. Australian Emu War. Send him that fight. He wouldn't understand anything I send him. Let's just try calling him once more. No, I don't know what that noise is. And we've got And George Said for $2. Got a lie to Flerf. That's a fucking fact. And then we've got a new member, Adam Alabia. Welcome to Brawlers. Thank you very much. You can use the awesome emojis of Team Skeptic attempting to whistle. Anthony Riley with shit on his head. Nathan Thompson in jail. And I am sorry about this one, but Team Skeptic in a mankini. Thank you for becoming a member. Awesome. Keith Milner for £5 says super chat. Just cuz. Thank you, Keith. You are awesome. Rampant for 1,000 claps says I'm late. Did the dumpster fire burn nice and steady? It did. It burned bright. You could see it from space. Donnie does that for $5. Here you go, fight. Team got $5 yesterday, so here's yours. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just send me fight. Next time, instead of sending it to Team, if you send it to me, I'll make sure that he gets it, okay?
If you send fights money to me, I'll let you put it in my G-string.
Commander Darklight for $22.99 Australian. Thank you very much. Congrats on the rage quit. Now I have to go back and figure out who he is so I don't accidentally go to his shop. Yeah, he probably just killed his business. And then we've got Rachel O'Daniels with a $20 Australian sticker that says, you are amazing. No, Rachel, you are fucking amazing. Thank you very much. Diane Smith for $10 says, for the entertainment, thank you. Honestly. Rampant for 1,000 claps. Almost forgot a donation for the Ranty Foundation. I can never thank Ranty enough for giving me $750. Cheers, Ranty. Glober Mum for $2 says, I'm not an engineer. I just play one on Skype. Oscar Graca for $5 says, I was a glorified paper pusher at a contractor's office. Title, project engineer. Does this qualify me to be called an engineer? Absolutely. Please go and build bridges instantly. Aslam for $2 Australian says, I might be stupid, but what's your email again? It is flightlyflaturf@gmail.com, and I have already been contacted by Rad Vlad. So if you guys want to go next Monday for Monday Night Debate, I can host the two of you then. Send me an email and I'll check with Vlad and we'll get that sorted out for then. Aslam and Rad Vlad want to have a conversation about aviation, I believe. So that should be interesting. Theo Fungi.
About what?
Aviation.
Aviation?
Yeah. You know,
Why would Vlad want to talk about aviation?
Oh,
Like, he's going to talk about like the airports?
I think he's
Or
going
like
to say
aerodynamics.
that planes should fly into space and shit, right? Theo Fungi for £5 says, last chance for 250 likes before last super chat. Come on, guys. 15 more likes. before I read this last super chat. Come on, let's see if we can do it. We're at 235. Let's get that up to 250, and I will be a happy boy. A happy fat little boy. And then the last super chat for $6.66, Hail Sagan, just cuz. Thank you very much. Guys, I have had a lot of fun tonight. I do enjoy a dumpster fire. I do enjoy an idiot being an idiot. And you know what's amazing is that lately the idiots seem to be coming out of the fucking woodwork. The anti-maskers, the viruses are fake, the climate change deniers, the flat earthers. There is so much stupid. And luckily, you've got me and Team here, so we can display the stupid for you. And we love doing it, don't we, Team?
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Oh,
I love
248.
triggering idiots, man. That's like I'm gonna tell you something. It is something I really do enjoy. One of the things I was talking with, I'm gonna have a guest on my show coming up. The person I did music with when I was younger. You know, he lived with me for a long time, and me and him were chatting the other day. And I said to him, you know, I was like, I don't think I could do what I'm doing right now if I didn't learn 10 years ago, you know. And I was watching videos from when I used to host rap battles and when we used to do a lot of freestyling and stuff like that. And I think that it was those experiences that give me the ability to be so quick with, I'm not going to say wit because you know how modest I am, but the ability to quickly verbally trigger a flat earther, you know. Like, it just is natural to me. I love doing it. I could do this fucking as a full-time job. Oh, wait, I do. You know, like, awesome.
Just been sent a DM by SlifeDK. Daniel Pratt's released a new video saying how he had a video removed recently and blames me for it. Of course he does. Well, me and you, Team, because apparently everything bad that happens to Daniel Pratt is our fault.
Fuck that piece of shit.
I don't want to. Have you seen it? I'd get every SDT going. All of them. Like,
are you kidding me? I don't think STDs. I think his body's so acidic that nothing can survive inside, not even his soul.
And we have hit 254 likes, guys. You're fucking amazing. A couple more super chats. We've got Aslam for
DMCA. It's Daniel Pratt and his DMCA.
Aslan for $5 Australian. It will. He's short. He claims there is flights that don't work on a globe. I want him to explain southern flights. Yes, Rad will not be able to explain any of those things. Better Charge for $5 New Zealand says smash the like button, motherfuckers. We're at 262 likes now. Thank you, guys. And Magekind, last one for $5. You thought you were done? I'm never done. I am never done on YouTube. I am going to be here until the heat death of the universe to entertain you guys. But that has been me for today. I have had a great time tonight, Team. Thank you, as always, for coming along and being entertaining. Honestly, I couldn't ask for a better streaming partner, and thank you for taking the time to come to my channel and help make these idiots look as stupid as they are. Are you muted again?
You know, it doesn't really take much. Any person can do it. All they have to do is be on the same panel as them and let them talk.
Yeah.
But it is fun triggering them.
Oh, so
I
fun.
do really enjoy it.
Fun.
I know it might be petty of me. You might say, "Oh my God, Team Skeptic, you're such a little kid." Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Whatever.
And you guys fucking love
yeah,
it.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. Okay. I'm a child at heart. But I love doing this. I love having a good time. I love entertaining people.
Yeah, me too.
We have tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna make up our SOS channel podcast that we missed today. I was a little under the weather, guys. I'm sorry. I couldn't really do the podcast today. So we're gonna try to move it to tomorrow. Also, tomorrow night on my channel, we're gonna finish up on the presidential debate. We were laughing our ass off at Joe Biden and Trump throwing shit at each other, and we only got about halfway.
Just shut up,
through.
man.
And that's
shut up,
the
man.
Yeah, just come on, man. Just shut up. Shut up, man. Shut up, Trump. You're wrong. No, but we are going to finish watching the dumpster fire with the 4 beardsmen of the apocalypse. You know, the bats aren't rocket-powered, mate, guys.
Yeah.
And then, that's tomorrow night
Nathan,
and tomorrow during the day for us.
Nathan, what is it? I'm busy.
Hey, guys, you want to hear a funny story while we're all chatting, dude? I'm dating a first grader.
That's not cool, Nathan. Fuck's sake.
Oh, that's very different. Never mind.
Yeah, Nathan, that's very different. We heard you were dating a first grader last week. It's nothing different than this week, man. Come on now.
Max Courtney, last super chat for $2. Here's to add to that Ryzen 5000 series upgrade. Oh, yeah, those cards look pretty sexy. They've some kind of magic with the 5000 series cards, honestly.
The what? The 5000 cards? What's that? What are you talking about?
The new Ryzen cards.
You talking about the? Okay. Oh, you're talking about like the 30 series?
Yeah, the new ones.
Okay. Yeah, you said 5,000.
Oh yeah,
I thought
sorry,
maybe
that was
there
in the super
something
chat
that I missed. Yeah.
But yeah, the 30 series ones. There's some kind of magic in those cards. Honestly, the amount of power they managed to squeeze out of them is baffling. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tonight. 272 likes, I really appreciate it. Please, please, please share my stuff on social media. Come back tomorrow for a podcast and a stream on Teams. And then in a couple of days, I'm going to have my new episode of Flerfs are Idiots out. Brainy's given me his bit to add to it, so that's nearly done. And that's it for tonight, guys. I hope you have had a fantastic time, and I will see you all soon. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.